Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise and really zero in on what matters from your sources. Today, we're diving into the world of some pretty serious fitness gear. Specifically, the Excel Leverage Plate Loaded line by Muscle D Fitness.
Right.
And we're talking beyond just lifting heavy here. Imagine equipment that's also, incredibly sleek, but engineered to work with your body's natural movement.
Exactly.
So our mission today is to unpack what really makes this line stand out. It's not just the tough design or the look, but also how it sits in the market, especially when you look at the value.
That's right. We've gone through, everything. We could find product descriptions, tech specs, even what actual users are saying.
Okay.
So you get a really clear picture of how this equipment aims to sort of elevate things, whether it's for a big commercial gym or maybe a high-end home setup.
Okay, let's get into it then. The sources, they jump right into the visual impact of this Excel Leverage line. They use phrases like industrial sophistication and making a visual statement. What exactly are the details creating that impression, and what does industrial sophistication really mean here?
Well, what's interesting is how they pull off that really strong look without compromising the function.
Yeah.
You see this rugged square tube frame.
Right.
And it's all got this black matte finish, black upholstery. It's very consistent.
So it's a deliberate look?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was not just about looking good. It defines this industrial design idea.
Yeah.
When they say industrial sophistication, it's meant to evoke durability, purpose. It kind of stands apart from maybe flashier stuff you see.
Right. Less chrome, more function.
Exactly. It's a look favored by, serious lifters, commercial gyms, wanting that no-nonsense high-performance feel.
Gotcha.
And beyond the aesthetics, the build details are key to the strength claim. Every single piece has these heavy-duty commercial-grade bearings.
Okay, and what do those do?
They ensure ultra-smooth motion. And these aren't just any bearings. They're designed for constant heavy use. Think precision, longevity.
Right.
Then you've got things like gas shock-assisted seat adjustments, makes it easier for anyone to set up, and precision-welded construction. That means stability, even when it's loaded up heavy.
So it won't wobble.
No, the sources are pretty clear. This stuff is built to last, built to perform at the highest level. That ties right back into that industrial idea.
Okay, so beneath that tough look, there's some smart engineering going on, especially around how you move on the machines. They emphasize it's engineered for proper biomechanics. Now, for someone really serious about training, what does that mean in practice? Why is that so important?
Yeah, that's a great question. It really makes you ask, how can the equipment itself make your workout better, not just harder?
Right.
The sources say this line is backed by decades of engineering and fitness expertise. And specifically, they integrate natural movement patterns and anatomical accuracy.
Okay, break that down a bit. Natural movement patterns.
So think about how your body naturally moves when you lift. These machines try to follow that path. The resistance curve, it sort of mimics your own strength curve during the lift.
Ah, so it's not just constant resistance.
Exactly. Unlike some machines where it feels awkward or you hit a sticking point, these are designed to ideally reduce strain where you're weakest and maximize the work where you're strongest.
Makes sense.
So for you using it,
Yep.
whether you're pressing or pulling or squatting, each rep should feel more natural, smoother.
Okay.
They describe it as smart design that turns casual users into committed lifters, makes the workout feel intuitive. The goal is the most effective and safest workout possible, whatever your level.
So given that focus on biomechanics, what exercises can you actually do with this line? Is it just the basics, or are there some more unique pieces?
It's pretty comprehensive, actually. It covers, as they say, from foundation lifts to hard-to-find specialty machines.
Yeah.
So your staples are there. Chest press, incline press, shoulder press, low row, pull down, leg press, leg curl, leg extension, the essentials.
The fundamentals, yeah.
But what really makes this line stand out, I think, are the more unique advanced machines.
Like what?
Well, there's the pendulum squat that gives you a really deep, smooth squat, but with less load on your spine. There's a vertical leg press, too, for a different kind of drive.
Interesting.
And then you've got the power hack squat, a standing glute kickback machine, and a hip thrust machine. Those last two are really popular now for targeting glutes and the posterior chain.
Yeah, you see those everywhere now.
Definitely. And the sources also mention specific variations, like the Excel isolateral leg extension, power hack squat, standing hip thrust.
Isolateral, what's the benefit there?
That means each side, each limb works independently.
Okay.
So it's really good for spotting and fixing muscle imbalances.
Yeah.
If one leg or arm is stronger than the other, athletes, people in rehab, they often look for that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so each piece is really designed for maximum muscle activation with minimal risk. Makes it pretty versatile. Beginners, bodybuilders, pro athletes, they could all potentially use this line effectively.
That is a serious lineup. Okay, so what does this all mean for someone thinking about investing, whether it's a commercial gym owner or someone building like an amazing home gym?
Mm-hmm.
With this kind of build quality and all these specialized pieces, you'd normally expect a really hefty price tag. How does this line fit in?
Yeah, and this is where that incredible value idea really becomes important. It seems like a core part of their strategy.
How so?
The sources hammer this point. Premium performance without the premium price tag.
Yeah.
They keep highlighting the quality construction, the commercial grade stuff, the welds, safety features. They mention the stylish durability again with the black look. And even space-efficient design, which, for a gym owner, floor space is money.
Right. Every square foot counts.
Exactly. And these prices, they position the line quite cleverly. It looks like they're trying to compete with top-tier brands by offering similar features for less money.
Okay.
And also compete with mid-range gear by offering better durability and design for maybe just a bit more investment.
Do they give examples of the pricing?
They do. Let's see. The Excel Isolateral Bench Press listed on sale for $2,395. That's down from $4,100.
Wow, that's quite a drop.
It is. The pendulum squat, that's a really popular, often expensive piece, is offered at $3,495, down from over $4,200. And the standing hip thrust at $1,945, down from $2,650.
So significant savings there.
Yeah. It makes the return on investment, especially for a commercial gym, look pretty appealing over time.
Yeah.
Potentially lower maintenance, happier members, and gear that supports all sorts of goal strength, toning, rehab, hypertrophy.
Okay, impressive specs, strategic pricing.
Mm.
But it's one thing to read the brochure, right? What's the real world vibe? What do people who actually, buy from Muscle D Fitness or use this equipment say? Does it live up to the hype?
Well, the customer reviews we looked at paid really consistent and pretty positive picture. What stands out is the focus on customer experience.
Okay.
People often describe the staff using words like very cool, super nice, saying they went out of their way to make sure I was taken care of.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, others just flat out say great equipment, or that the staff assisted me in everything that I needed. There was one comment like, went into the store looking for some equipment for my home gym and got exactly what I was looking for. Customer service was great. They answered all the questions.
So good support, good gear.
It seems so. The feedback consistently points to helpful, friendly service, and that the equipment itself meets or even goes beyond what people expected in terms of quality and how it performs. It suggests that industrial-grade craftsmanship isn't just marketing talk.
Right, it translates.
It seems to translate into a good actual user experience, yeah.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive on the Excel leverage plate-loaded line, it really seems like Muscle D Fitness is trying to blend that industrial strength, the sleek design, and the smart biomechanics into one pretty compelling package.
Yeah.
It's positioned as more than just, lumps of weights and steel. It's presented as a system designed for intuitive, effective training and also for long-term value.
And stepping back for a second, it suggests that when you or anyone is looking at fitness equipment, maybe for a business, maybe for yourself, it's not just about the exercises you can do on it.
Right. There's more to it.
There really is. It's about the whole picture.
Right.
How durable is it? What's the user experience really like? How well is it actually designed to, protect your body while engaging the muscles the right way? And of course, does it make financial sense in the long run?
Which leads to a final thought, maybe something for you listening to consider. Beyond the obvious stuff, how much do you really think about the subtle design choices, the biomechanics behind the equipment you use?
Good question.
And how might understanding those factors a bit more deeply maybe change how you approach your own workouts or perhaps any future investments you might make in gym equipment?